Hey there, this is Zach the Magician, and I've got a giant stack, a huge stack of testimonial letters. People that love me so much, they took the time to write it down on a letter and sign it. And I want to share one with you because I am originally from Miami, Florida. And then I went to college in Orlando. I graduated from the University of Central Florida. Then I moved to New York, where I worked for Howard Stern. And then I moved to Chicago, and now I live in Los Angeles, Santa Monica to be specific. And I've been here 8 years. I'm basically running from the law. But when I first moved here, I got hired to perform for the University of Southern California. You know, I had to move across country and reestablish myself out here, and now I've crisscrossed the country so much it kind of doesn't matter where I am. But at this point, this is 8 years ago, I didn't know who Pete Carroll was. It turns out, you probably know if you're a football fan, he's the head coach of the USC Trojans, and he hired me to perform for their recruiting. And we had a great time. I didn't know who he was, you know, because I was new to the area, but I quickly learned what a big star Pete Carroll was. I did the show, we had a great time, and at the end of the show, Mr. Pete Carroll asked me if I could teach him how to levitate. Well, I'm a magician, you know, and I got to keep working. So, you know, even though I was intimidated, big star, you know, it's Pete Carroll, everybody's coming over and asking for autographs. I stood firm. I said, no way, can't do it, can't teach it. But you know what? They hired me a second time. And let me tell you something, every college, every university, every corporate event, every private party, everybody that uses me over and over again, and it feels good being used. So, since he hired me a second time, I gave him a little treat. I gave him a videotape that taught him how to levitate. And he was thrilled. And wouldn't you know it, he hired me for a third show. And at the end of my show, when I had everybody going crazy and I didn't think there was anything else I could do to impress them, well, I was probably right, because I got upstaged. Pete Carroll came over right at the end of my show and levitated in front of all of the football recruits. He was a big star, and that's my job, is to make you a big star. When you bring me to your campus or your university, I'm going to make sure that you get all the credit for hiring a really great entertainer that has a really good time. I actually wanted to share the letter. I have the original letter that Pete Carroll wrote to me after I did those shows, and I want to share it with you. It goes like this: Dear Zach, a note of thanks to you and your staff at CEO for the entertaining assistance you brought to our recruiting season. When asked what most our athletes enjoyed about each recruiting weekend, invariably, your magic show was mentioned as a highlight. We truly believe that you played a big role in our most successful recruiting year, ranked #1 nationally, and for that, we are most grateful. We look forward to using your services as often as possible in the future. In the recruiting wars of college football, we consider you our secret weapon. Fight on, Pete Carroll, head football coach, University of Southern California. P.S. Also, thanks for teaching me how to levitate. Check it out right there. Kabloom. Just so you could see it. That's just one of a zillion letters I have from corporate events and from colleges and universities, from people from all walks of life. Make sure you visit my website and bring me, Zach Waldman, stand-up comedian, magician extraordinaire, to your college or university. And I promise if you bring me there once to entertain your students, you'll bring me back year after year after year. Oh, and did I mention I happen to be wearing crazy warthog slippers? Does that do anything for you? Does it? Hope to see you guys soon. Have a good one, man.